Hello, my name's Solon, and we're going to talk about why furniture sucks. So what's wrong with furniture? Well, most furniture doesn't fit anyone, and it's really not the furniture company's fault. Think about when you go to buy a pair of shoes and how many sizes they have in the store. Now think about how many pairs you try on in your own size before you find one that feels right. Well, for furniture, they have so much more to account for. It's not just the length of your foot and the shape of your foot. Um, how long are your calves? How long should I build this chair for your thigh? How about different posture shapes? We have different shapes of people. Bigger rear ends, shallower rear ends. What about lumbar depth? What about the height of the lumbar? Torso height, upper arm height. There's really no surprise as to why it's hard to build a piece of furniture because you really can't build a piece of furniture that fits everyone. It is impossible. Here's an example that you can go find online right now in 2025. Look at the thigh length on this couch. It's 28 inches long. Who has a thigh length that long? I I don't. I don't know anyone that does. Um, so who is this couch ever going to fit? Now, this isn't rare. You can go to any furniture store and look at your thigh length and compare it to most of the furniture there. Most of it won't be even close to your leg length. Um, it's impossible to build furniture for everyone. I get it. But unfortunately, most furniture companies build furniture for giants, people who don't exist. Most of the couches, the thigh length is going to be way too long for your leg. Um, so I don't know why they do this, but they do. Now, why did I notice this? Well, I spent a large part of my career in ergonomics, which is the study of how we interact with things. The better we interact with the stuff around us, the more comfortable we are, the easier the jobs are. At my own house, we needed new furniture eventually. And I was shocked at two things. First, I couldn't find much that fit me. I'm only slightly taller than average, so, you know, that was surprising. But I almost found nothing to fit my wife. Now, she's slightly shorter than average, but really almost nothing that would fit her. We shopped and shopped. We went through literally 9, 10 large furniture stores, besides smaller ones. Um, we found nothing that fit her. And I didn't realize this, but her whole life, she hadn't had any furniture that fit her. From my perspective, I was looking at the taller person's world versus the shorter person's world. She'd been uncomfortable her whole life. The signs were there. She would curl up her legs on a couch, use pillows. I didn't see it. Eventually, she compromised. She got a chair that's close to fitting her. I didn't compromise, but that's a different long video, so we'll talk about that some other time. So why is this? Well, most furniture was designed to fit the average American male. As an example, tables are about 29 inches high. Now, if you're an average American woman, this will always be too tall for you. If you have a family of shorter people, good luck finding furniture that fits you. They're going to try and sell you the normal table they sell everybody else, and it's too tall. It really does tick me off. So here's the truth. If you go out to buy furniture, a guy will most likely get something close to right. Girls are almost never going to get good furniture that fits them. They're always going to be uncomfortable. Guys, this is why girls might want a bunch of pillows on the couch. I know you look at that couch and go, why are all these pillows here? Well, guess what? That couch doesn't fit anyone short. They will often not sit like they should because at least they're trying to find a way to be comfortable with what they have. Uh, They do make some smaller furniture, but you actually have to ask. And there isn't really much of a selection. So don't think you're going to get to try 10 that fits a shorter person. You generally find one, two, or three, um, and that's your selection. Now, buying furniture is also just as big a problem as what's actually in the store, because most salespeople know next to nothing. I went up to a store one time and asked, "Hey, do you have anything for a shorter person?" Because my wife was with me. And the salesman said, "Yes, everything fits a shorter person." There was nothing in the whole store. We walked through couch after couch, recliner after recliner. There was nothing for a shorter person. They don't get training. They're trying to sell you on colors or shapes. Um, they're going to be enthusiastic. They're not going to say, "Oh, don't even try this couch. It's way too big for you." No, no, they want your money. That's their driver. So don't look for good advice from a salesperson. Most of them don't know what they're talking about. Um, so usually they can answer a good question. So if you come up with a good question, they can usually direct you in the store to where that might be. So you say something like, "Hey, do you have any small recliners?" That they actually might be able to walk you to if they have them. Or they could just say, "Sorry, we don't have that." So you need to come ready to shop with a list of questions. Don't just react to their positivity, because again, they're trying to get you motivated to enjoy this experience and think that this is something you want. And flat out, 5 minutes in a couch isn't enough to say if you're comfortable in that couch. It's going to settle. So as you sit in that couch for an hour, that recliner for longer, it might become extremely uncomfortable. So yeah, you really need to ask some good questions to get a closer chance of fitting. Now, how do you fit yourself to furniture? The most important thing to remember when buying furniture is fitting the seat. Before you buy a table, before you buy anything else, the seated position is the most important part because you can't set the height of anything else until you set the height of the seat. So how do you fit yourself to a seat? We're going to use something called the neutral position as a starting point. Most people are most comfortable sitting when they're close to this posture. It's not your end point. You're not trying to be exactly in it. You're trying to get closer to it. What does a neutral position look like? The neutral position is when you're sitting upright, your head should be fairly straight. Um, your arms should be fairly flat, so like on an armrest, resting on something. Wrists should be fairly flat also, they should, or supported. Your legs, your thigh should be parallel to the floor. Your calf should be perpendicular to the floor. Your feet should rest flat on the floor. There should be some space when sitting upright between your calf and the chair. If there isn't space between your calf and the chair, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to tend to scoot away from the backrest because you don't like this thing pushing into you that much. So now you're going to sit upright with your muscles more instead of the backrest because you scooted away from it. Or you might try and do leaning postures. Again, something that isn't comfortable and you can't do for long periods of time. So we're going to try for an upright seated position to aim for the neutral position. Now, if you have something that can recline, great, but most of the time you're going to be sitting. Um, that's what chairs are for. So you really should be comfortable in that chair. In the seated position, your feet should comfortably touch the floor and be supported. Um, a lot of times what people are doing is reclining instantly because the chair is so uncomfortable in the upright position that they can't sit for long periods of time. So how are you going to fit yourself to furniture? Well, when you go to a furniture store and you sit, can you get close to the neutral position in the seated position? Don't even try and recline it yet. You should be able to sit upright and go, you know what? This is pretty good. Then you try the recliner. Um, some clues that are obvious to see. When I ever did an ergonomic evaluation, I would just look. Are your feet dangling off the floor, or are you perching your feet on part of the chair because the floor is too far away and you can't support yourself? Is it the armrest too high or too low? And you'll notice this because if it's too high, your shoulders feel like they're being crunched up, and you get some stress between your neck and your shoulders. Is the lumbar support right? Is it in the right height? Is it too much pressure in your lower back? Um, does it fit? Does it feel comfortable? Some other considerations. First, if it doesn't feel comfortable, don't buy it. You might be uncomfortable or in pain for the rest of your life with this piece of furniture. So, don't buy something you know doesn't feel good. Um, ask if you're going to try something, ask if there's a return policy. Because again, 5 minutes in a chair doesn't tell you if you're comfortable with it. So maybe you get it home, you sit in it for an hour or two, you go, gosh, no, 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 no. There's some support in my lower back that's killing me. I cannot sit in this or recline in this. Um, so ask if they have a return policy. Obviously, if you've customized something, I wanted custom fabric, then it's much harder to return. But do ask. Um, Now, another thing is many relationships have people of different height. Your spouse may be taller or shorter. Newsflash, your chairs don't have to match. Each person should get a chair that fits them. Why is the shorter person generally compromising for their 6 foot tall foot or more taller spouse? Um, no, 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 no. uh, but the chairs will be different from each other. They won't match. That's okay. I want both people to be comfortable. Couches, you might have to compromise on, but don't just compromise for the high side. Try and meet somewhere in the middle. So as I mentioned, only after you have figured out your seating can you look at accessories like tables. Most people will feel comfortable with a table that is about elbow height when seated. So for shorter people, you will want a lower table. If you get the standard height table, you'll feel like a little kid sitting at the adult table, and no one likes that. Uh, more likely or not, you'll choose to sit in a chair that's way too tall because you want to match the table height, and you'll have pain in your thighs as your feet dangle above the floor and your back is not getting support. So you're going to have back pain. You'll try putting your feet on the cross members of the chair or on the legs of the table, but it'll never feel good. The entire time you own this piece of furniture, you're going to be uncomfortable with it. A better choice would be a footrest, but no one puts a footrest at their tables. So you'll just be uncomfortable forever. So really try and find a table that matches your chair height. Now, enough of all the doom and gloom. I'm sorry if I'm sound that way, but the fact is furniture does suck, and it ticks me off to no end. There is some good news though. More and more furniture is coming with things like heated seats, electronic adjustments, charging stations, massagers, cup holders, storage compartments. These actually are all improvements to the old furniture. Electronic adjustments means that you can stop that recliner or couch in its range of motion where you want it. The old lever arms, it usually was closed or open. That's what you got. So you can ask for these things, but I want to emphasize, don't get a piece of furniture for the new stuff and put it over your comfort level. Comfort is first. What about your guests? The heck with them. Why am I going to get furniture that for people that might come and visit versus me? I live in this house. I am going to be comfortable where I sit. This is about your daily comfort. Uh, you don't want to compromise the rest of your life for someone who shows up for a day every year. So don't get furniture that fits other people. Don't even worry about them. If they have to sit at something too high or too short for an hour, it's not going to kill them. Versus you, for the rest of your life, every day, sitting there, are going to be miserable. Now, another thing I want to just talk about briefly is new furniture could actually cure your current medical conditions. I don't want to oversell it. It's not a panacea, but yes, it can. I have back pain from a back injury. Um, Over the years, my furniture degraded. The foam, dissipates, degrades. That is normal, as if you sit in a chair for years and years. And after a while, I noticed my back pain was being caused and exacerbated by the furniture I was sitting in. I mean, I would actually get off the furniture and lie on the floor to get some relief from the pain the furniture was actually causing. I know it was causing it because when I got new furniture that actually fit me better, that issue disappeared. So um, if you have, a medical condition, pain in your legs, pain in your back, shoulders, or neck, um, and you think your furniture is contributing, then this really could make your day-to-day life less painful. Um, so in conclusion, for anything you ever do, think it through. Um, I mean this. Everything you do, have a plan. So for furniture shopping, You have to anticipate you're going to go to multiple stores, and that you're not just going to find the perfect thing as you walk in. You're going to have a list of questions. Who are the people I need to be able to seat? Um, are some of them growing? And there might be different ranges of motion that you might want to plan around. Um, you're probably going to have to settle. You really are. But you want to get as close as you can. And if you have a plan and a list of questions, the chances of you coming away with something that's closer to comfortable is realistic. For shorter people, you really, really have to look. Uh, and don't let the taller people of the family say, this feels good to me, and get worn out. Because flat out, it's your comfort too. So best of luck. This is Solon.